Do, 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 do. Boo, do, do. Okay. There we go. What's up, everybody? So, about 20 minutes, we're looking to have a launch here, supposedly. Then they're going to try and catch the booster again. Then Starship's going to try and toss out some satellites, and then it's going to try and splash gently into the ocean. How's everybody doing? Why isn't chat showing up? Hold on a second here. It would probably help if that window was open, and I can pop that, pop out chat. Pop out chat. No, wait a minute. Oh my god. Hold on, everything's being derp. Mostly me, but you know. Come on. Pop it out. There you go. What's up, Joe Russ? Leave me alone. What's going on, everybody? Live watcher, just should put some baked potatoes in the oven. Goddamn right you did. Just me. How you doing? Don't believe I've seen you in a moment. Good to see you again. TJ. Just in time to join me for 420. Hey, that is about right, isn't it? So they already started running their mouth. We'll slide over to them in a minute. What's up, Josh Hoban? I guess, yeah, why don't we do an early one, you know, little taste there, if you would like. This is a fresh cartridge for me, strawberry banana. What's up, Chris? Frank Netabetti's here. We got at least one Frank. Sorry, just saw that. Yeah, we got, I'll flip it over here. That's currently where we're at. Guess we'll see where the volume's at once it's time. We'll let her run her mouth for a minute. You know what? While we're waiting, I should probably load up the phone. Alright, let's move some stuff around. There, we got ourselves some frozen margarita and frozen Starship. Maybe I already have some ground up here. Let's see. Get this thing open. I just opened YouTube. Didn't know there was a stream today. Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was going to be. One, I didn't know if they were going to launch. Two, I didn't know if I would be available. But looks like we're good to go. Seems like an external situation has sorted itself out. So okay. Was it really that small? Are you sure they're not talking about the Lego version? Alright, I guess I might as well turn the volume up a little bit here. Where is it? Right there.
Altogether, the ship 52 meters, super heavy boosters 71, and what's super fun is we're going to make ship and booster even taller in the future.
Which is crazy because turning around and looking at it and thinking that it's going to be bigger, that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's pretty low. I'll turn it up as we get closer and closer kind of thing.
3 optimized for signal
But for now,
3 optimized for vacuum performance. Raptor vacuum or
flying dildos all day today. Yeah, that will happen.
Larger exhaust section and a larger
The Blue Origin rocket has been spotted delivering packages over India. Very good.
We're debuting today carries about 300 more tons of propellant than the last flight's ship, bumping it up from 1,200 metric tons to
space delivery. Get your socks fast as hell anywhere in the world.
On any hard surface. also outfitted with newly redesigned forward flaps that are used
Flappy
to
bits.
aerodynamically control the vehicle's attitude during atmospheric flight and enable a precision landing. The new flaps are lighter and positioned more leeward or away from the heat shield.
Now,
This is a new version of the ship.
has to be able to survive re-entry not just one time, but multiple times. The ship's heat shield is essentially what does the job for that. We've been iterating on that every single flight, building towards that heat shield that requires.
Oh, yeah, they're a little smaller, a little pointier.
The heat shield is composed of thousands of hexagonal ceramic tiles. They're designed to insulate the vehicle during that atmospheric entry where temperatures ramp up to as high as about 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. A rapidly reusable heat shield has never been flown in history. So continuously improving this, flying new experiments, those are all key focuses of all of our flight tests right now.
And in between
Space
the
junk.
second stages is our hot stage, which we saw in
What's
action
up, Andy?
on flights 2 through 6. The hot staging maneuver is when the upper stage engines are ignited before the booster engines and before those booster engines are completely cut off. With hot staging, the rocket never stops accelerating during separation, so it's more efficient than traditional stage separation. One of the hallmarks of stage flights are the incredible views that we get throughout flight. Of course,
how's everybody's day going?
every day, we're working to expand the Starlink network both on Earth and in space. Here's Jesse with more.
Mars Link.
Fans of Starship may know that Starlink enables us to bring you lots of unprecedented views, both from space and here on Earth. In addition to the dozens of cameras on Starship itself, we also have mobile Starlink camera kits deployed in the Indian Ocean, connected to our aerial assets and all around Starbase, which all come together to help tell the incredible story of Starship on and off planet. Thanks to Starlink, Starship is capable of streaming more than 100.
Yeah, I think that at this point it's proven itself. They should stick more than just some shit-ass buoy out there. They should have some kind of a drone or something to get some good camera footage of that thing coming down.
Across all systems. And all of that streaming data will be put to good use with the more than 30 cameras on the vehicle for today's flight test. Starlink is the world's largest satellite constellation.
325 miles later, and tomorrow looks like about a 375-mile day. So far along, I had to drop off the truck at the dealer for service. Ugh. So it might have to be a late start.
And here at SpaceX, we've been developing Starlink's communication capabilities not just for humans on Earth, but for astronauts in space. Our recent Polaris Dawn mission, we deployed a high-speed internet connection in Dragon for the very first time. Here's a quick look at how that went.
Starlink is an amazing confluence of programs at SpaceX. So we have a whole
Big commercial break here, apparently, there, folks.
Operates a multiple thousand satellite constellation to provide internet to people on Earth. Dragon was modified for Polaris Dawn.
Like, I wonder if they get network priority if they're detected using X or like watching a launch or some bullshit. I wouldn't be surprised.
Through that laser link to a Wi-Fi router, just like you would have in your house.
Getting online with Starlink was super easy.
It was
I think SpaceX had a drone last catch. Yeah, I think there were 2 or 3 cameras out there. I think one of them was a flying drone, maybe. There may have been a spotter plane in area too. I can't remember.
With mission control team, and it also enabled us two-way video connection with our families back at home. So it just was an incredible resource.
One of my favorite memories is, you know, all 4 of us in different parts of the spacecraft on phones with.
Well, yeah, and in case you haven't heard, they keep delaying the return of Crew 9. So like Sunita and Butch up there that were supposed to be up there for 8 days. Still going. Then it was 8 weeks, and now it's looking like it'll be closer to almost 9 to 10 months.
He called back, and I answered, and he was like, "I called space."
I'd be really interested to see what Boeing's going to do to compensate her for almost a year of her life lost.
SpaceX that has space-based internet. So what not a better way to test space-based internet in space?
From connecting astronauts in space to providing high-speed internet to more.
Yeah, NASA's spaceflight has really good ground stuff, but like once it gets into the air, you rely on the SpaceX feeds. Although it is always funny that
and are now covering a
the
global area
SpaceX
of
feed is always 30
billion
seconds
people, including those
for
who
30
live in some
seconds
of the most
delayed
remote places
from
on Earth.
NASA space
With the
flight,
growing global demand
who
for
also
high-speed
uses the
internet,
same feed.
SpaceX
So their
opened
feed is
a
obviously
700,000 square foot
like
factory in Bastrop, Texas,
getting to them
to
like
produce
the
Starlink, as
SpaceX
well as an
feed
upgraded version of the
to
Starlink
NASA
system.
space flight gets to them quicker than it
Also
gets to
achieved
us
an
directly. It's kind of
unprecedented
weird.
launch cadence, conducting 134 Falcon launches, with 89 dedicated to expanding the Starlink constellation. With each launch, Starlink adds more
And yeah, I mean, they
capacity
talk a
to the
lot, but
constellation,
they generally
allowing it
have
to
good
expand its
information. Those
coverage,
guys are pretty
connecting
cool.
even more people in underserved and hardest to reach areas of the globe. Now, while our mission to connect the unconnected is far from complete, you can check out some of the Starlink team's highlights from 2024 and learn more about how our customers are.
That should be an interesting one. See if the Starlink, yeah, the fake Starlinks deploy.
And a little bit closer to home, we do have a few updates.
Let's see how the fins do.
Here in Southern California. So far, the Starlink team has provided about 1,350 free kits to fire departments and other disaster response organizations from down in Orange County all the way up to Malibu. That is in addition to applying free Starlink service for thousands.
Starship looks quite cold out there. Well, it's actually much bigger, but I mean, you know, it is a little chilly out.
And just as critically, since enabling our direct-to-cell satellites with T-Mobile, more than 120,000 text messages have been sent, allowing those in impacted areas to reach loved ones, text 911, or receive emergency alerts. I've never been prouder to be an employee at SpaceX for moments like that where we can help the people and community around us. Make sure to follow @Starlink.
Oh yeah, I never grabbed the outside microphone from Lego Night.
And check out starlink.com.
That means it got snowed on.
Wildfires for more information on these efforts.
Probably be alright.
But back to today's flight test. One of our objectives is to return the booster to the launch site where it will be caught by the tower, as we did on flight test 5. So let's head back to Dan and Kate for a catch primer.
Thanks, Jesse. We are now T-minus 8 minutes and 40 seconds until liftoff. Flight controllers on console there in the just behind Dan and I.
We're almost there.
The rocket in the distance at the pad 6 miles away.
As long as somebody hits the button, something cool is going to happen.
Already, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to remain coherent after witnessing this, so looking forward to it.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just a quick status check. The ship fully loaded in its main tanks on locks and fuel. We're going to load the header tanks, and booster is going to be closing out real soon as well. Let's talk about that second catch attempt, though. So we're going to use the tower's 2 gigantic robotic arms, call them the chopsticks, same thing we used to stack Starship onto Super Heavy for all the integration ahead of a flight, and that's what we used to catch by moving stuff like landing legs from the booster to the ground side. It's a lighter booster, means you can carry more into space.
Now, in a nominal operational scenario following liftoff,
and Frank.
The 2 stages separate in flight.
What Apple uses for satellite.
Reignite its engines to slow the vehicle down, and the tower's arms will catch the rocket booster.
And just to get to this point, just like before, thousands of distinct vehicle pad criteria have to be met prior to that return and catch. We need healthy systems on the booster, healthy systems on the tower, and a manual command from our
That was crazy as shit to watch.
If we don't send that command before,
it was cool. We all got to see it together.
Or if any of those automated checks kick us out,
a bunch of us, yeah.
Flight 6, the super heavy booster will divert to an offshore.
Oh yeah, and one of the engines on tonight's flight is off of that booster. They're going to try to reuse one of them finally.
Now, we have said it before,
but first opportunity they've ever had.
We accept no compromises when it comes to
it might be through Viasat.
Of the public and our team, and that return will only take place if the
They're pretty popular for commercial satellite communication.
Of Starship flights is the return and the catch of that super heavy booster, and the audible sonic comes with it in the area around the return location. General impact to anyone in the area is just a brief thunder-like noise, but it definitely lets you know it's coming.
Okay. It's something our neighbors in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and Vandenberg, California have become accustomed to over the years, and now we're bringing the boom to Boca. So here's a peek of what to expect.
Bringing the boom to Boca. I can see my house from here. I hope that's what we see today. Well, you know, Slightly less flamier version, maybe.
As I
Nice.
mentioned earlier, we have Starship, Raptor, and Starlink employees here fully invested in this flight test. And of course, many other
Vested
SpaceX
or
employees
invested?
also here across the site supporting their teammates. Every flight test has been pretty unique, and we're all very excited for another round of firsts. But I'm pretty sure the crowd is looking forward to potentially watching those chopsticks catch another booster.
That would
So
be
let's
cool.
see how excited they are today.
Then that means catching Starship is next once Tower 2's done. Just like a fucking like sea walrus or seal or something.
Just under 5 minutes to go. We are all very excited here. We're going to send it back to you at Starbase for the final minutes of the countdown. Kate,
They're a pinch. Yeah, we'll turn this up here in a. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, we're getting closer. We can turn that up.
Under
So
5 minutes ago, you picked the right time to do it. Just a quick status check. So we're almost fully loaded on the booster.
There we
We'll
go.
be fully loaded on the, fully loaded on the booster coming up soon. Our range team just reported that we're looking go in the range. That's super important.
Great
Our
news.
security guys, Mike, Kyle, Nick, the whole team out there in the elements, making sure everything's clear, doing a
Big
fantastic
Ted,
job.
one eye jib.
And we are coming up on 4 minutes and looking good for launch.
Yeah, certainly exciting. Now, we do have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds if necessary. This is a chance for us to
Scratch your
perform
balls.
additional checks if necessary. If we, need to repressurize some tanks, or if there's a wayward vessel in the range last minute, opportunity to clear it out. But everything currently
Clear it out
looking good.
with a
Now,
missile.
once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems come up to flight pressure. The ship will go to internal power. After that, the quick disconnect, or QD, arm lockout is removed in preparation for retraction, which will happen shortly after T0. And yeah, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, we do have the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back to that T-minus 40 second mark and hold there to assess what happened and assess opportunity to proceed again to T0.
Yep, we've used that T-minus 40 hold a couple of times. Boat's usually one of the items, but we aren't tracking anything right now that would cause us to hold there. We can hold there for several minutes. Main thing you're watching at is you kind of set a clocks because your temperatures will change and the fuel in the locks, everything pretty quickly. So you've got a couple of minutes that you can hang out and figure things out. There are items that if we pass them, we're scrubbed for the day. One of the main ones is that flame deflector at the bottom of the launch mount. Water begins flowing for that at the T-minus 10 second mark. If we scrub at any point after that, we'll be done for the day. And then teams will need to refill the deflector as well as all of our
Then you have
to
one
load on board the vehicle.
floosh worth.
Pretty much just under 11 million pounds of prop setting on that thing right now. And we can actually recycle in about 24 hours now.
Which is incredible given the sheer volume of propellant that is on board the vehicle there on your screen.
All right, coming up on the 2-minute mark. Again, a lot of ambitious things on the plate for Starship today.
T-minus 2 minutes.
New ship, new year, a lot
There's
of
a
upgrades.
cheers
Doing
to
lot
a
of
successful flight,
ambitious
everybody.
things in space this time. Our first payload deploy, relighting a Raptor engine. We're looking good.
So as we mentioned before, we have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds, not tracking any issues at the moment that would be necessary right now. So fingers crossed we can pass through that checkpoint without stopping. But the folks on console are continuing to evaluate the launch commit criteria, making sure that the winds are
Recycle the
within
off
limits as
gassing,
well as
yeah.
other weather restrictions. But man, compared to yesterday, this is a textbook gorgeous day.
Oh yeah, little breezy today, but we got clear blue skies for a launch today. So at this point,
Global
all the prop
Star.
has been loaded on the vehicle. We've closed
Apple
everything
uses
out.
Global Star.
We're doing
Alright.
our final
I
thrust
think I've
vector
heard of that.
control or steering for the engine checkouts. Once we hit the 30-second mark, we'll hear the flight director give the final go for launch. So we're under a minute.
Here we go.
As we said, we're not expecting a hold at T-minus 40, but do not be shocked if that happens. It has happened in the past, and we can hang out there for a couple of minutes if we need to.
If memory serves me right,
We hold my breath for 4 seconds.
Pass through prop load gate.
All right, we passed right through that prop load gate.
hot diggity dog.
All right.
There we go.
We're going to let our flight director, Ty Huntington,
Flight
take it away.
directors go for launch.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, shit.
And 20 seconds.
Here we go, folks. What's up, Delta Mike? Just in time.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Go, baby, go. Looking smooth.
Vehicles pushing downrange.
Got all engines going.
Booster check pressure is nominal.
All right, we're more than 30 seconds into flight. Telemetry showing 33 out of 33 engines as it's pitching down range.
Booster, chip, avionics, power, and telemetry nominal.
Oh, we got a peeler.
Hearing good call outs on the ship.
Look
and
at that
booster
edge, left
avionics.
edge.
You just heard the rumble
is
hitting
that?
us about 6 miles away. Watching Starship
Some
arc
seal.
into just endless blue skies right now.
That guy's fired.
Vehicle supersonic.
You guys should have used flex
More than a minute into
seal.
flight, the vehicle's supersonic.
Max Q.
So we just passed through max Q. That's the greatest stress the vehicle's going to experience on the way uphill. Reminder that all of our teams down here on the ground are now looking at systems on the tower. They just did a manual check through. That's going to inform that manual flight director's decision. Next moment coming up, though, is going to be hot staging. Don't take your
That's
eyes off
hot.
it. It's one heck of a light show.
What a gorgeous ascent.
6 ship engines getting ready to ignite. That's going to happen while we're still attached.
My
We can
friend's
still
doing
see the
this too.
ship's
That's cool.
engines from the ground.
She complaining about anything?
Got a little under 30 seconds away from that. We are hearing good call outs on the tower
There we go.
preparedness from the manual checks. Reminder though, we've still got automated checkouts on the booster and the ship itself. But as of right now, our manual checks and our manual commanding is looking go for a catch.
Booster engine cutoff.
That is incredible news. We just heard the call out for booster
right,
engine
Nico.
cutoff.
Engine startup.
Most
Go,
engines cut
go,
off,
go,
down
go,
to
go.
those
State
middle
separation.
3.
Whee! That's a little hot.
Cruise preference startup.
Oh, we had, looks like one engine. Yep, one engine didn't light. Okay. Interesting. Like, I know that's
All right,
okay
hot
for
stage
it.
Raptor chamber
confirmed.
pressure
We've
is
got a
nominal.
booster hopefully on our its way back to us, and a ship now making its ascent burn
It's
into
ass.
space. How's it going in Hawthorne, Jesse?
It's great over
Free
here. You can
pancake.
hear the crowd screaming for every milestone. The booster is now making its way back down
Lock
to Earth.
seems a little
Looks
low.
like we have 12 of those 13 engines ignited. We're using the engines that actually gimbal.
We
So
are go for booster return.
an excellent call out there.
for
We are go
booster
for booster
return.
return.
Power and telemetry nominal.
There's a lot of criteria that needed to line up to ensure that we could have a
Booster
safe
burn shutdown.
booster catch, and it sounds like we got the
Okay.
go for that.
Even
And there you
with
can
one
see on the
engine out,
screen-
we're good. All right.
We had we just jettisoned the hot stage, and there's a great excellent view there of the hot stage floating away from the super heavy booster. Now we've shut down the engines for that boost back burn. That confirms boost back burn is now complete.
Fake satellites in about 15
minutes
minutes.
For the vehicle to make its way back down to Earth. And next coming up will be the landing burn. That's going to be 13 of those center engines igniting again.
Or 12.
That will then go down to, from 13 down to 3 engines just right before we touch down for that booster catch.
I guess we'll see if it attempts to light that 13th engine again.
Are to have a controlled ascent, stage separation, as well as a controlled boost back burn and hot stage as well. So we're looking good for that so far. Some great views there from the ship of Earth. That looks incredible.
Big buttery blue pancake.
Now Starship's ship is still firing its engines right now.
Starship trajectory nominal.
And great call outs. Starship trajectory is nominal. You can follow along the telemetry, the altitude in the bottom left-hand corner for the super heavy booster, as well as the bottom right-hand corner for the ship. And these views are just amazing.
Yeah, and they're testing different tile materials on Starship as well.
Again,
with the new
booster
setup.
is currently making its way back to the tower today. So we're looking forward to a booster catch with the chopsticks.
Possible catch apparently in about a minute.
In the meantime, you can see those grid fins there helping to control the vehicle and guide it back to its landing site.
Booster FTS is saved.
Now with that, we're going to hand it back. How's it going over there, Dan and Kate?
We'll see if they cancel
How are you doing,
the
Kate?
catch or
Seeing
not.
that in person.
You know, Dan had to take that entire segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
There it is.
We can see the booster coming back in now through the plume. At least it looks that way to us. It's incredible that it basically returns. It looks like a speeding, just like this silver flare coming back to the. Once again, we are standing by for attempting to catch the booster at the tower. This would be the second tower catch.
Booster
landing.
Ooh, lit all 13. All right, cool,
Seeing
cool.
13 engines.
There we go. Oh, shit.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Ooh, looking good.
Booster coming in.
Ooh, real sharp.
Down
Yep,
to 3
okay.
engines.
Yep, looking good. Look at that. Nice. All right, now don't blow up. All right, they got that shit sorted out, folks. Very nice. Free pancakes for everybody.
You heard it here. Mechzilla has caught the booster.
God damn.
Once again, for the second time, a successful
Fucking
catch by the
incredible.
launch tower. This is the same tower, the launch pad, where that booster
Look at that.
took off from just
Right
7.5
on
minutes ago.
And now it's literally
Great
just
view
swinging, just
from
chilling.
the chopstick arms, looking at those hypersonic grid fins that
The
steer
biggest
the booster
seesaw
for that
ever.
precision landing. It
And I
almost
mean,
looks
you
like it's
can-
flapping its
Yeah,
wings.
you can see just how small that catch fetting is too on something that's just so massive.
That was absolutely insane.
Meanwhile,
Nice.
We're not done, but
We're
wait,
not
there's
done
more.
yet.
But wait, there's more. In about 10
Wow,
minutes.
that is just absolutely
Look
stunning.
at that thing, just chilling. God damn.
And this, of course, a gorgeous view there from the tower looking down at the top of
It
the
didn't catch
booster.
on fire this time. That's pretty awesome. Brrr.
all right, and we are tracking.
Now we're standing by for views from the ship, but who can take their eyes off of that incredible sight? That is
I don't
once
know if that's a
again
drone or a
second
UFO right
catch
there.
of a booster back at the launch
There's a little
tower.
dot.
It was incredible to see it come back down. I
think it's an alien watching.
Silver flare in the sky. and
Almost
we can
looks
still
fake.
see the
Yeah,
launch
like
plume
serious.
behind us, and wow, that we definitely. I can't speak for you, Dan, but that was very moving for me.
Yeah, and right now you can see some of the telemetry on those ship engines has gone
There's
out.
only
We're waiting for an
one
update on what our ship
engine?
status is. We were approaching
Uh-oh.
that ship engine cutoff time, so
Uh-oh.
just waiting to hear. So obviously we've got booster back, booster on the launch tower in the chopstick arms.
What's up, Craig Matthews?
But
Good
we
to see
are
you,
waiting
Bob.
to get an update now.
We may have blown up a
on
ship.
The ship. As we were expecting ship engine cutoff about 40 seconds ago. We saw some of those engines start to go out prior to that point. And so right now we
a little
are
less complicated.
just standing by to try and get the latest word on where we are with ships. So stick with us
Ship
for
may
just a
have
couple of
gone
minutes as
splody.
we wait to hear some updates.
Now, if you just recently joined us, you might want to hit rewind and go back about
We'll
9
get
10
there. We
minutes
want to hear
ago
what's up with
to
Starship
when
first.
Starship
Hold on,
lifted
lady.
off from the launch tower that you see there. We had
You
a
can't
gorgeous
rewind these
ascent,
anyway, you
followed
dumbass.
by
It's
a
X.
stage separation where the ship separated from the super
I mean,
heavy
we could
booster.
rewind our
The
stream.
booster performed a flip maneuver and returned back to the Gulf Coast here. There you can see it on your screen. Obviously a successful catch back at the launch tower, which is something that we were all hoping
Brand
to
new
see.
Starship
and
may
really
not have
couldn't
made it.
ask for a more beautiful background with those blue skies and blue water there. As Dan said, we are standing by for an update on the ship that had ignited its engines and started making its way up to space. So standing by for more info on that.
How do they get it down from the chopsticks?
Wow,
The chopsticks
what an
actually
experience
pivot
see
to the
that take
side
off,
on the tower and
and
lower
for
it
that
down
booster to
onto a
come
big
back,
stand
you can see it
drivey
there up
thing.
close on your screen.
So like
the
that whole
place
thing
that
can
launched
pivot on
from.
the tower left and
Once
right.
again, there were thousands of catch commit criteria, which is basically just all the things that we have to assess and evaluate and basically make sure that they are make sure that everything is
The lower
clear
one,
and acceptable conditions, both on
is
the vehicle
retracted
side as well
and
as
can
the
be
tower
moved out of
side
the
in
way
order
as
to
well.
enable that catch. So obviously from the last two flights that we have done where the Flight 6 we attempted but had to divert into the ocean, and then on Flight 5 we did have the first ever successful catch of the booster. We used the learnings of those two flights to hone in that catch commit criteria, and we saw success today, which is pretty awesome.
And just a quick status check. So we currently do not have comms with the ship. So trying to figure out exactly when that happened and exactly what happened. So obviously the flight controllers right now going through their data, looking to make sure it's not anything instrumentation on the ship, but actually try and get us a status. So again, we're gonna keep listening in on this. We'll give you an update as soon as we have a little bit more. So for now, stage 1 back in the tower, waiting to find out a little bit more about stage 2.
Probably a RUD, yeah. Yeah, like Loxer. I'm impressed when my MP3 player works, or an old 8-track, or turntable. These items do nothing compared to this. They just caught a building out of the air for the second time. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the chopsticks, that's how they put the booster on the launch pad, and then they put the Starship on top of it with those arms. So those are like Swiss Army frickin' chopsticky arms. But yeah, I think we can figure out what happened to the Starship. Now, if it was at cutoff, see that's interesting because that had a lot more liquid oxygen in the ship than it had methane, whereas
So if you are just tuning in,
booster was
caught a
short
booster,
on
but we are
oxygen.
still waiting to find out a little bit more on the ship. So it had successfully separated. We did that hot staging maneuver. We did see all 6 of ship's engines on the way uphill during its ascent. But as we were getting to the end of that ascent burn, we saw engines dropping out on telemetry, and we have since lost contact with the ship. So again, we're still listening in on the loops,
There's
trying
a
to figure
methane
out
leak.
how much we can get right now. But again, stick with us. We'll bring you updates as soon as we hear them. Really exciting. We were able to catch the booster today. Obviously, we want to get the ship all the way over to the Indian Ocean.
Pieces
May
of
not
it.
be able to do that at this point, but we'll give you some updates as soon as we hear a little bit more about the ship.
For those that didn't catch earlier, this was a new version of the ship. This was its debut flight. So a lot of
Could've gone
learnings here
better.
for sure as we continue to tune in and listen
Need
in
to
with
mount
the
a
teams to
Tesla
try
on
to
top of the
gather
tower.
more information to understand
That would provide the
where
scale
we
we
stand with
need.
the ship. But
Yeah.
as Dan mentioned before, teams are trying to make sure that it's not an instrumentation error. We want to find out if it's, did we just lose communication or
Well, you
did something
did.
else happen with the ship? So
Something
teams are
else
actively
happened.
working, trying
Come
to
on.
figure out what we can.
Engines started
what we
dropping
can
sooner than we
find out,
expected.
and
then we
we're
lost
continuing
contact.
to listen in and find out more information to share as we can. But as we said before, and you can see it there on your screen, what a beautiful,
Oh, they lost
beautiful
signal,
sight
all
to
right.
see another booster.
There's
Back
nothing
at the
there.
launch
There's nothing
tower.
to contact.
That was successfully caught just minutes ago after sending the ship off into space and having seen it for the first time with my own eyeballs in person. It was pretty awesome. And yeah, the thunder-like sonic boom was really fun to experience.
Fun.
So we are getting a little bit more. So we did lose all communications with the ship. So I mean that is essentially telling us that we had
Aliens.
an anomaly with that upper stage. So we're just coming up to the end of that ascent burn for the ship when we stopped when we started to lose a couple of the engines. We saw those dropping out, and then we did lose.
No, you're definitely not made by
telemetry
Boeing.
from the ship, so that means we didn't have contact with it. So at this point, we are assuming that the ship has been lost. So this was a brand new vehicle, essentially. This was kind of an upgrade version. So with that, there's a lot of things you're upgrading, but there's a lot of things you're going to learn as all of those systems
And the ship may have exploded
with each other for the first time. But at this point, we did lose the upper stage of the ship. So again, we're gonna listen in and try and figure out a little bit more about what happened. And obviously, we'll do kind of a full breakdown once we get smarter ourselves in the coming hours and days as well.
For sure. Now, for those
For
that
shizzle.
have recently tuned in, we're now a little over T plus 16.5 minutes after liftoff. We do believe that we have lost the ship during its ascent phase. It's successfully separated.
It hit the
from
door
the
from the
Super Heavy
Boeing
booster,
plane floating up there.
But during that ascent phase, a couple of the engines dropped out, and then shortly thereafter, we lost communication with the vehicle. So we are assuming that we have lost the ship, but we are standing by to confirm that. And once we can,
New Glenn lost
we
the booster?
will.
I haven't even been
But
paying
this
attention to
was
that.
a new version of the ship, of Starship, and it
Correct,
was
Falma.
intentionally designed and flown in order to basically test the envelope, as we have done
About
with
10
every
minutes
one of
ago.
these test flights, the keyword there being test, and really trying to understand the boundaries and the maximums for the ability of this vehicle to fly and understand where those boundaries are. So we always knew that excitement is guaranteed.
What's the orange thing?
Today.
Does it have like a
Success,
reflector on it?
not guaranteed. And so yeah, we are standing by to see if we can learn more
The birds
about
are like,
the
"What's
status
up?"
of the ship.
It's got like a little bicycle reflector on it. Have like a ringer on it. If it's flying through space, it sees the ISS. It's like, ching, 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 ching. It's peeing. New Glen's ship has been spotted delivering packages over India. Yes. You need the reflector so you know it's coming towards you. Is that big? Oof, there you go. That'll chop some fucking cheese for you. That guardrail is about 3 feet wide. So each floosh of that is about 3 feet. Each floosh and each arch in there on the outside is about 3 feet. Is that duct tape on one of the cables? Oh no, that's insulation. I mean, it didn't blow up, so that's good. Seems like it caught it exactly where it needed to. Wondering how close that is to where the other one landed. Oh, that looks like a camera. There's the pivot bearing. I can't imagine the size of the bearings, or I mean, I would guess they're using some sort of bearing as opposed to a bushing in here. I'll turn this a little bit. You can see that got hot as shit. The longest ball screw. Yeah, look at that. That thing is, I think that's most of the length of the chopstick, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Like if that's just put there specifically for other items, or if something's actually moving on it. Like I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. Maybe they're just trying to, maybe these pads are adjustable to make sure they get center loaded as much as possible. Looks like the grid fin is on trunnions. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Oh, good lord. It's wide open now. So as long as nobody farts or lights a cigarette over there, they should be fine. That's probably nitrogen. Keep everything full of inert gas on the launch site for the launch and landing. Greta Thunberg will be losing her shit. Oh yeah, absolutely. Although most of that is oxygen, so could be a measuring device with encoders to make sure they know exactly where it is. Yeah, that's true. I mean, something as simple as a reflector can definitely help you get a good alignment going. Yeah, just chilling, hanging out, doing his thing. Like, no big deal. Like, what you do today? Kind of went upstairs for a minute, looked around, didn't see much. Just figured I'd come back down here and hang out. It's really high-tech littering. Kinda, yeah. I mean, most of what's left of Starship will just burn up. Most of it. I mean, there will probably be a couple of big old chunks that'll come flying down somewhere, but it should be from where it was. It'll probably mostly be in the Atlantic Ocean. It may not even make it over to the Indian Ocean. What's for dinner? Gonna do spaghetti. Like nothing super high tech. Just gonna rock some spaghetti. Probably do a turkey and cheese sandwich for pre-sleepy snack food thing. Probably got snatched by UAP. Some alien mothership was just like. So I'm not sure if we're waiting for more to happen or if they're just gonna let us watch it. Oh,
Thanks everyone for continuing to stick around as we were checking in on the status of the ship. At this point in time, we can confirm that we did lose the ship. However, Starship, the total vehicle, did have an on-time liftoff at 4:37 p.m. Central Time from the launch pad just behind us at Starbase, Texas. Gorgeous ascent and successful stage
Lentil soup,
separation.
that's good, that's
the booster pushed the ship off, and the ship disconnected during that stage separation. The booster came back for a successful, the second ever booster catch at the launch tower, which was pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it was great to see the booster come down, but we are obviously bummed out about ship. It looked like we lost contact with it a little under 8.5 minutes into flight. That's roughly when you start to get to that main engine cutoff. We obviously need to go through all the data. It's going to take some time. In the next hours, days, we're going to figure out exactly what happened, come back, fly the next one, get even farther. Reminder, it's a test. It's a flight test. It's an experimental vehicle. So we'll figure out what ended our day today and make sure it doesn't end our day tomorrow. So as we do that, we're going to continue to provide you updates on our X account on SpaceX.com. So just continue to tune in there as we learn what happened. We'll be ready to share it.
Exactly. So for now, we are going to wrap up our webcast. We'd like to thank the folks in the county for supporting the launch, as well as the agencies that enable us.
Go ahead and turn that down, because the last time we did this, when it flipped over to their little fucking theme music, they tried to copyright strike me. I'm like, what the fuck? So, going to be lots of FAA paperwork to do now. Yep, that is true. That's too bad. Hope it works out better next time. Yeah, it's just back and forth, it seems, with these things. Let me go ahead and flip that since we're done there. Well, that was a short trip. And most of that, since it's, not in one piece and it didn't fully propel itself, that should be hitting the ground, I'd say, within probably 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, still impressive. I mean, like, that fucking thing just kind of cruises in and lands, and then when you realize it's fucking 200 million tons. It weighs 200 million tons, and it was just like, boop. Like, that's ridiculous. Who knows what happened with Starship, but it did look like the methane was a lot lower than it should have been, so it may have lost methane and just blown the engines out. So, short trip for a long walk. Yeah, pretty much. Well. So, I guess at this point, since there's nothing more to watch except for the logo, and if you're outside around the South African area, oh yeah, someone tell Luth to duck, because it may come down in that general area. Yeah, because it's going to come down in between Florida, or in between Texas and the Indian Ocean. Let's see where. Oh no, actually that goes around the southern tip of, well, it would have. I'm assuming it'll still fall. It'll probably be south of South Africa, but tell Luth to stay inside for the next half hour. Free pancakes. I may actually go do a pancake. Free pit. 2 million pounds. I thought it was 2 million tons. 2 million pounds. Okay. Okay. Well, either way, it's fucking heavy. How's that? Fucking heavy. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, move on. So, I'll talk to you guys and gals on Saturday. And, heads up. So, see you then. Have a good evening. Hope your Friday goes well. And see everybody later. So, as I say, be groovy to each other. And I am out of here in 5, 4,